Hey, hello there, LinkedIn crowd. I think I haven't been live since ages, and although I'm planning the first episode of the Blockchain Meets Marketing show in a couple of days, I just decided to go live and talk about a few things, and also reconnect and see how you guys are doing, because it's been a while. So I had few hectic weeks and few more to come, and I don't know how often I will be able to do this apart from the show. So I decided just to get on and see what's going on with you and how you're doing, and also talk a little bit about something that I spoke a lot with different people on different occasions, and something that is a big topic, and it's the mass adoption of the blockchain. And it's something that people in this sphere are looking forward to. We really would love that to happen, and obviously we would love that to happen soon. Is it going to happen soon or not? That's a big question, actually. And I think it highly depends on how things go. But at the moment, there are a few things that I think we have to address and look into, which are going to impact the speed of the adoption. So, hi there, Alfredo. Thanks for watching. Blockchain adoption, mass adoption. Which are the issues? I was just looking back and trying to understand which are the issues of why it still hasn't happened, right? To be fair, I've been in the space for a bit over 3 years, and I thought that it was going to happen sooner rather than later. But now, when I'm revisiting and looking at things and seeing how things are done, I'm not so sure that it's going to be happening as soon as I thought it would be. And the reason is that I see several issues with the things that are done at the moment, and I'm looking from the non-tech perspective, from the human side of it, and from representing the masses, right? I'm putting myself in the shoes of the masses that are supposed to adopt the blockchain, and what is the problem with it, right? First of all, the masses and the blockchain technology need a bridge. The bridge is basically all these projects that are creating some things for people, and let's look at what's happening on that side, right? First of all, I may say something very obvious, but I feel like mass adoption will happen if the projects that are creating services and products are actually solving a problem, and which not always is the case. But not only solving a problem, but solving a problem that masses have. Because very often, even when the blockchain projects are solving a problem, they are solving a problem for a very niche market, for themselves, basically, for tech people, for blockchain people, blockchain enthusiasts, crypto niche, and everything else, but not for the masses, right? Hello, Lucas. Thanks for watching, and I'm glad that you like the topic. So what happens is basically, when you are solving a problem that is very niche, and it's a niche within the sector already, if you are solving a problem that blockchain people have, that crypto people have, then that's who are going to adopt your solution. And it's very rare that it's going to go, if your core product is addressing those people, it may probably not in the near future go beyond that. And so what you will probably have to look into, if you want to contribute to the mass adoption, is, first of all, probably the easiest and fastest way to do this would be trying to solve a problem that masses have, that like non-crypto people have, that people who don't care and are not very inspired by the blockchain technology have, and solve it for them. And the second thing is to make sure that when you solve that problem, you create the tools and the bridges that are very easy for the non-crypto people to get into, right? So and that's where the problem comes from, right? The problem comes from the fact that I do understand that most of the blockchain founders are absolutely in love with the technology. They are very focused on the technology, and they are really focused on building the tech. But the problem is that when you are stuck in the technology sphere, when you talk only to other founders, when you talk only about the tech, um, you kind of end up becoming isolated and detached from the non-tech crowd, right? So the more detached you get, the less you understand what their needs are, what their desires are, what they are looking for, what their problems are. So you won't even be able to come up with a solution of a problem that they have, because most probably you won't even know what their problems are. And the deeper you get into the tech and the more isolated you get, the more you get into these small crowd of people who understand your stuff, the bigger will become the gap between the masses and yourself. And then the harder it will be to build these bridges between the two, right? Let me have a look at the comments. Zara wrote a comment. Let's see if I can put it up there and see. It's quite small, so let me move this just to be able to. We need to make sure we do not fix a simple problem with a complicated solution. That is the reason why blockchain is not adopted. Yeah, absolutely. So that's another thing, right? We overcomplicate everything. The solution is very complex. And I think that's also kind of partly comes from the fact that, people are so inspired and so excited about the tech that they're looking for, they are sometimes inventing problems that could be solved by this tech, right? And then end up with a complicated version of that solution. So don't get stuck with the tech. Just, if you want to solve a problem, if you want masses to adopt your solution, or solve a problem for the masses, and at the same time, the more you know about the people that you're trying to serve, and the better you will understand what your solution, what you have to solve, what the problem is, how to solve it, what people are actually looking for, right? So that's another thing. Don't get stuck and don't talk only to people in your field. Go out there and go broader and talk to more people. Understand what's going on in the world. Like, world doesn't rotate around blockchain, and fortunately or unfortunately, and not everyone is as inspired about the tech and as excited about it as you are. So that's another thing. The follow-up thing coming from that partly is the language, like the language that you use. Like, for example, I'm originally from Armenia. I'm Armenian, and that's my native language. That's my mother tongue, right? So imagine if I didn't speak English and I did this live stream in Armenian. I'm sure that no one would listen, no one would understand, and no one would comment. There will be no engagement. And whatever I'm telling you would be completely lost in translation. And so that's what's happening very often with projects. They are so obsessed with the tech, and they're, for them, the techie language, the terms, the words that they are using are so normal that they forget sometimes that the masses who are supposed to adopt that have no clue what you're talking about. And and the problem is that if you don't understand something these days, people are living in a hectic world. They are busy, they are running around, their attention span is very small. If you bet that this person is going to be so curious that he's going to go and start digging and looking into the terms and trying to understand what you were supposed to say, it's never going to happen. It's just not how life works. No one is going to do that. So even just a simple thing, even when you're writing the copy of your website, you go to the website, and sometimes I read the whole text, I read the whole page, and I still have no clue what the project is about. I still have no clue what you are offering, which means that I don't even know whether it's for me or not. And I spend the whole time kind of going over it. Not everyone is going to spend this time and try to read the whole thing. All they will do is just skip it and move on. So that's another thing that is kind of, not very complex, but again, just, pay attention to who you're talking to and what are you saying, because it's kind of, it's if it's very techy, if you are using all the terms that are very, sorry about that are very commonly used in your space and everyone around you understands it, it doesn't mean that the others will do too. And the problem is that people can't get excited about something they don't understand. Usually, something that is unclear, that is not understandable, and looks complex, the first reaction is it kind of, it scares you, it makes you avoid it altogether. It just, makes you think that it's probably not for you, and you just move on. So that's another one of the other reasons. The third reason that I'm seeing is that very often with the solutions that the blockchain projects offer, they bet on the fact that people are going to change their lifestyles, right? I'm sorry, I just pushed something. Yeah, so they bet on the fact that people are going to... oh my God, the screen somehow does not show me the text so well anymore. So I'm gonna stream blind because I don't even see what you see and I don't see the comments. But it's already kind of, I'll be wrapping up soon, so no worries. I hope you still see me, guys. So we bet that people are going to change their lifestyle. We talk about mass adoption through education. The problem is that, yes, more clear and more simple materials for non-techie people to learn about the tech and about the blockchain and how things work is very, very useful, obviously. But what we don't understand is that people, most of the people, if we talk about masses and we talk about mass adoption, most of the people actually are not really going to want to learn about the tech behind it, right? They just won't care enough to go and spend the time and effort to learn this. Most of the people, what happens is, most probably they will prefer to watch something on Netflix instead of going out there and reading a book about blockchain or watching a video about blockchain, right? Let's be realistic about it. So the educational route is kind of, betting on the fact that people will be so intrigued and so curious and so excited about it that they're going to go out there and educate themselves, which is not going to be the case. The other problem is that all the solutions usually include a learning curve, and there are loads of barriers to entry for masses, right? Let's imagine even a simple thing like opening a crypto wallet is not a straightforward process. Things are not so simple, so people will have to put extra effort in order to try things out, right? We need a more effortless, simple solutions, just few clicks, very easy, not scary, nothing risky kind of things that are going to make people use the thing without realizing that they are using blockchain, without realizing how it works, without needing to know how it works, right? So that's the way it is. When I'm using internet, when I'm sending an email, I don't care how that email got from my inbox to your inbox. All I care about how long did it take, and that my message got into your inbox and that I've got the reply and it worked and it took me just a few clicks, right? And it was very simple. That's all I care about. So whether be underneath that, what technology is there, or, later on, if there will be other solutions that will be using blockchain, whether it's blockchain underneath or not, I don't care. All I care is how easy for me it is to use and how well it works. That's all. And the problem now is that, there are very few blockchain projects that have come out with B2C mass appeal products that are also easy to use, right? One of the examples that I'm always giving, because I use that on a daily basis, is the Brave browser, right? People, and that is why it has several millions of users, because I don't need to know about tech in order to use the Brave browser. I don't need to change my lifestyle or habits or learn something new in order to be able to use that browser, because I use it as any other browser, right? So there is no like rocket science behind it, and that's the way to go. That's kind of what will help mass adoption. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to read. Okay, it's very sorry about that. It's kind of, I don't know why my screen has gone dark, so I can't really see your comments. But I'll go back and address all of them as soon as I I get out of the live stream. And the last point, and I will be wrapping up because I'm trying to make these live streams short, is the perception of the community, right? Back in 2017, during the ICO boom, the communities were mainly about communities of token buyers, right? People were creating hype, people were communicating with future token buyers, and then later on with token holders and traders. And it was all about the people around the token. And the community was revolving around the project and around the token aspect of it. So it was a community of token buyers that people were targeting, people were trying to nurture, and so on. I think now, until we keep this perception, and until we keep on thinking that we need to build communities of token buyers, the mass adoption is not going to happen, because masses don't buy tokens, right? Masses are not token holders, they are not token traders, they don't participate in ICOs or any other kind of tokenized crowdfunding mechanisms, right? So what if you want to reach mass adoption as a B2C project, what you have to build is not a community of token buyers, but a community of your future users. And that's when, and if your future user is a non-crypto person, then you have to adjust your community and see what is the most common and favorite and cozy place where they already are online and when they already interact between themselves, and go there. Because another barrier is Telegram. If by default they are not using the Telegram, you can't really expect them to download a new app and kind of start using a new type of communication tool if it's not part of their lifestyle. So yeah, I guess that was it for now. I hope this kind of provoked some thoughts. I'm more than happy to continue in the comments, to engage with you and kind of provide feedback and reply to comments. So if you are watching the replay, please feel free to drop a comment, and I'll be more than happy to address them. I'll go over them just after this stream as well. Before I leave you, I want to say that I am launching. I don't want to call it a podcast, because I think it's going to be way more than just a podcast. But I'm basically creating a space and a channel of communication where I will be hosting a daily kind of shows, discussions, live streams, podcasts, and also have the audience come and discuss with me stuff. So it's gonna be called Blockchain Meets Marketing. I want to talk about things that I think are wrong in the way we approach marketing blockchain projects, the things that I feel like need changing, and my views on things which not always are popular opinions, but I stick to them because I believe in that stuff. And since I haven't seen anyone talking about this stuff from that perspective and from those new angles, I thought that maybe I should just voice out my opinions and see what happens next. So, Blockchain Meets Marketing, it's launching this week. The first event, I will drop you the link. It's going to be a LinkedIn event. The first one will be aired on Thursday, this Thursday, 3rd of September at 4 p.m. London time. And it will be an almost daily broadcasts and discussions and everything else. I may drop in a few webinars as well. On my webpage, you can sign up, so I will make sure that you are updated and you get all the news and everything else that under this brand will be initiating. And yeah, I hope to see you there. So what I'm doing is, and I hope LinkedIn is not gonna kind of mess this up, but I know that LinkedIn groups don't work well. They are terrible in terms of reach and engagement and notifications. So in order for you guys not to miss anything, I have created an ongoing, very long-term LinkedIn event. Hopefully, I will be able to broadcast all the shows from that same event page, and then every time you will get notifications. So fingers crossed. I hope it's going to work that way. If no, we'll figure out something else instead. But there will always be a way to solve this at some point. But the most certain way would be just signing up on my website and getting on my email list, and I'll make sure that you get all the updates and you know what's happening. I kind of, since I'm a very big believer on customer-centric and audience-centric stuff, I haven't figured out everything straight away. I have my own vision of how this is gonna, evolve and how it's gonna, what it's gonna become ideally. But I would like you guys to take you guys to the journey with me and shape the thing, whatever it's going to become in the future, together. Because I want to make sure that whatever I create is something useful, something valuable, something that you actually need. Otherwise, I will become like all those blockchain projects that are solving a problem that doesn't exist. So that's it for now, guys. I'll address the comments in a bit. Take care. Have a great day. As you can see, in London, it's an amazing weather, and I'm enjoying the last days of nice weather, probably because the autumn is here already. The summer is gone. But I guess when people are focused on what they are doing and on more important things than the weather, it shouldn't really get into the mood and depress us so much. So that's it. Take care. Have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.